Hi, my scholars, you're welcome to my school channel, and my name is Abiola. Remember, in this channel you'll be joining me to solve the JAMB CBT past question for the subject of mathematics, the year 2011. Do not go anywhere, stay with us, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school YouTube channel. So right now let's start with question 17. Solve the inequality x squared plus 2x is greater than 15. So let's replicate this question first on our whiteboard. That is the platform for solutions. So we have x squared, right, plus 2x is greater than 15. What do? We send this young man in, okay? So we have, this young lady. All right. Okay, so at this point we just have to factorize. So if you are very familiar with the concept of factorization, you realize that the factors here would be, all right. Okay, so minus 5 minus 3 will give us plus 2, okay? 5 times 3, remember plus 5 times minus 3 will give you minus 15. So that is how we look out for these factors. You can still go ahead and study more factorization, okay? So for this, we can just do this, right? So what's common in this bracket here? We have x into bracket x plus 5, right? Then what about this bracket? We have minus 3 into bracket x plus 5. Okay, so we have x plus 5, x plus 5. So we pick these two that are outside, we join them together, and this. Okay, so when we expand this, we should get this equation back. Okay, so this tells you that since they are all equals to 0, this tells you that x is equals to, when you send this minus 3 outside, to become plus 3, or when you send this minus 5 outside, it becomes minus 5. Okay, so we can pull up the inequality that minus 5, right, is less than x, right, or x is less than 3. So minus 5 and 3. So let's see if we have this inequality provided or given to us in the options. Okay, so we have minus 5 is less than x and x is less than 3. That can be found in option B. So option B is the correct option. 18. Find the sum of the first 18 terms of the series 3, 6, 9, then down to 36. Okay, so sum of the first 18 terms. So what is the common difference here? You will just say this is T1, T2, T3, and what have you. So to get the common difference, you subtract T2 minus T1, or T3 minus T2, or T4 minus T3, just like that. Okay, or you can say N2 minus N1, whichever way you want to make it. So this is our A, the first term is given as 3. So what is the common difference? Common difference can be 9 minus 6 or 6 minus 3. Okay, what have you? So 9 minus 6 is 3. So that tells you that the common difference is 3, as well the first term is 3. So we are looking at the sum of the first 18 terms. So join me as we provide solution to this question. So we are looking at the 18 terms, okay, which is 18 over 2, right? We have 2 times, our first term is 3, which is A, added to the 18th term, which is 18 minus 1, that is 17, times our common difference, which we got as 3. So 17 times 3, okay? So that would be 9, right? Open up, then we have 2 times 3, we have 6, added to 17 times 3 should give you 51, okay? So we have this. 51 plus 6, that is 57. 57 times 9. Okay, so we can decide to do this. 57 times 9. 9 times 3, we have 63, you carry 6. 9 times 5, 45, plus 1, we have 51. So the sum of the first 18 terms gives us 513. So let's see if we have 513 provided for us. So join me as we move back to the screen. Yes, of course, we can find that in option B, 513. Option B is the correct option. 19. The second term of a geometric series is 4, while the fourth term is 16. Find the sum of the first 5 terms. So this is for geometric, okay? So we have, for the second term, we are told it is 2, right? The second term is given as 4, rather. That is 4 equals, okay, the first term times the common ratio, then n minus 1. Right here is the second term, so that is 2 minus 1, that is 1, a raised to power 1, or a r. Okay, so we know that the second term is 4 equals a r. Right, so what will be for the fourth term? We are given the fourth term as 16. So T4 will be equals to 16, right? Equals to AR, where our n right now is 4 minus 1, that is 3. So this is for the fourth term, this is for the second term. So the fourth term to the ratio of the second term, that should give us this over this, right? So that is 16 over 4 equals AR cubed over AR. So for year 1, for year 4, okay? So year 1, this is 2, right? R raised to power 2. This is R cubed, R times R times R. If you take out 1 R, you'll be left with 2. Okay, so A strikes out A. So we can see that 4 equals R squared. That means R equals, when you square root both sides, so our common ratio is 2. If our common ratio is 2, remember we have it from here. So if we impute the value of R as 2 from here, what do? Divide both sides by 2. Okay, so that tells you that our A is 2, of course. So we know that A is 2. Just slot in the value here. Slot it here, you will get your answer. So our first term is 2. The common ratio is 2 as well. So we have this. A is 2, R is 2. So we are asked to find the sum of the first 5 terms. So the sum has the formula which we are looking at right now. Okay, A into brackets this minus 1, common ratio, then the n term R minus 1. Okay, so this is of course our A. Our A is gotten as 2. Common ratio is also 2. Raised to power the n, which is the 5, then minus 1 over, common ratio is 2. 2 minus 1, that is 1. So if this one divides 1, you see the same thing. That is why we can remove this denominator. So we can work around this simply, okay? 2 raised to power 5 is 32. We can prove that 2 times 2, that is 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, that makes 32. So 32 minus 1, that is 31. So we have 2 into brackets 31. 31 times 2, that is 62. So we can see that the sum of the first 5 terms is 62. Okay, we can still do some proving to validate our answer, but we don't need to do that. Okay, so that is 62. So let's see if we can find 62 in the options provided. We can find that in option B, so option B is the correct option. Question 20. A binary operation with this direct sum, okay, well, the real numbers is defined by x to the direct sum of y. Then we have xy plus x plus y for 2 real numbers x and y. Find the value of 3, direct sum 2 minus 2 over 3. Okay, so this is the symbol of the direct sum. Let's work with this. So all you just need to do is just to replace these values, okay, and you are going to get your answer in very simple method. So we can see that x is 3, y is minus 2 over 3. So that will be, the first one is xy, okay, that will be 3, right, into brackets minus 2 over 3, right, plus x, that is still 3, plus into brackets y, minus 2 over 3. Okay, 3 here 1, 3 here 1. So I have 1 times minus 2. I have minus 2 plus 3, right? Then we have plus times minus, minus 2 over 3. So minus 2 plus 3, that is plus 1. Okay, you are owing somebody 2 naira, you have 3 naira on you. If you pay 3 naira to your to settle your debt, okay, that will be 1 naira. The 1 naira left is your money, is not a debt, so it carries positive sign. So all we have left is 1 minus 2 over 3. You can find LCM if you like. Okay, that is 3. This is 1 times 2, that is 2. So that is 1 over 3. So that is the answer, 1 over 3, or is 0.3333. So let's select that answer from our screen. Very well, we can find that in option B. So option B is the correct option. 21. So we have this matrix, of course, okay? So find the value of x. So I've reproduced this question on the whiteboard for us. So what do we do? Just multiply 2 times 3x, that gives us 6x, right? Minus 5 times 3, up there we have 15, equals, we have 4 times 2x, 8x, 3 times 1, 3. Okay, so we'll just collect like terms. So we'll have 6x minus 8x equals minus 3 plus 15. If you decide to move the 6x there and the minus 3 to the other side, you still get the same answer. So 6x minus 8x will give us minus 2x equals plus 12. Dividing both sides by minus 2, so we'll get our x as minus 6. So we'll just have to slot in the value of x as minus 6 into this and we'll get our answer. So x is definitely minus 6. Let's go back to the screen to pick out minus 6. Okay, that is found in option A. So option A is the correct option. We believe that you may be interested in having a platform where you can practice, okay, having a JAMB CBT experience. All you need to do is to click on that link in the description below. It's going to make you get to the Myschool website, okay? Right there you can get the Myschool mobile app for your smartphones or the Myschool software, all right, for your laptops. So join me as we solve question 22. So we have evaluate this. So this is a question on matrix. So join me as we move back to the whiteboard so that we can tackle this question in very simple steps. Okay, so if you are working through the first column, every value that we have here, okay, the values remaining here, they will be excluded from the process temporarily. Okay, so the top number here is 4, so we have 4 into brackets. Okay, let me just move this aside. Just like the way we did the previous problem, the way we tackled the previous problem. So that will be 3 times 3, that is 9, minus 1 times minus 1, that gives us minus 1. Okay, then we have minus the second column again, that is 2 into brackets. So whatever column you are working, okay, so whatever value that we have beneath, or the values we have underneath, they will be excluded temporarily. So we are skipping 3 and 1, we are going to this and this. So that will be 2 times 3, that is 6, right, minus 1 times minus 1, that gives you plus 1. Okay, so we move to the last phase, which is plus minus 1 into brackets. Okay, so of course this and this are excluded temporarily, so we would have 2 times 1, that is 2, minus 1 times 3, that makes minus 3. Okay, so let's walk around this. So we have minus times minus, that is plus. 9 plus 1, that is 10. 10 times 4, that is 40. 40. 6 minus 1, we have 5. 5 times minus 2, that is minus 10. Okay, so we have minus times minus, that is plus. So 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 times minus 1, that is minus 5. Plus times minus, that is still minus. So 40 minus 10, that is 30. Minus 5, that is 25. So if we evaluate this, we'll get 25. So let's see if we have 25. Yes, we can find that in option A. So option A is the correct option. I believe you want us to bring you more of this content. All you need to do for us is to hit that like button. Also click on the subscribe button and always tap on bell notification so you can get notified as soon as we release the next video clip just for you. 23. The inverse of matrix N is what? So let's just solve this very quickly and in very simple or with very simple methods or steps. Okay, so what we need to do is just this. All right, that will be 1 over just what we've been doing. Okay, you just move 2 times 4, that is 8, minus 1 times 3, that is 3. That should give us 1 over 8 minus 3, that is 5. Okay, so what do you need to do? You just have to switch positions where the 2 and the 4. The 4 goes up, the 2 comes down. So I'll be having 4, then 2. Okay, so remember that we use minus to affect those this diagonal here. So that will be minus 3 and then minus 1. Okay, I'm just trying to use simple explanation possible. So we have 1 over 5, 4, minus 3, minus 1, and 2. So we can say minus 1, 2, minus 3, and 4. So let's see if we have this. Minus 1, 2, minus 1, 2, minus 3, and 4. So option B is the correct option. Question 24. What is the size of each interior angle of a 12-sided regular polygon? So if you just want to find the interior angle generally, you can just use this. Okay, let's just go straight to the question. All right, what's the size of each interior angle? Okay, so we'll use this formula. Okay, so we are 12-sided. That will be 12 minus 2, that is 10, right, times 180 over the sides, which is 12. Okay, so we can see from here, I can say 2 goes here as 6, 2 here as 5. Okay, 6 here 1, 6 here 30. So 30 times 5, I have 150. So each angle is what? 150 degrees. Let's go back to the question and see if we can find 150 degrees. So the size of each interior angle of a 12-sided regular polygon is 150 degrees. Option B is the correct option. A chord of circle of radius 7 centimeter is 5 centimeter from the center of the circle. What is the length of the chord? Okay, a chord of circle of radius 7 centimeter. So the radius of the circle is 7 centimeter and the chord is 5 centimeter from the center of the circle. So we are asked to find the length of the chord. Okay, we might have decided to use 2r sine theta over 2. Okay, but let's walk around this at first. So we have this. Remember from the question, the radius of the circle is 7 centimeter. Remember that radius is just any distance from the radius to any point on the circle. While you are talking about a chord, you are talking about a line, okay, joining or touching any 2 points on the circle. So once this chord now passes through the center, it becomes the diameter. All right, so a chord is just a line that is touching 2 points. Okay, it can be from here to here, it can be from here to here, just like that. So once any chord passes through the center, it becomes the diameter. Okay, so that's just a side bonus for us. So let's go back to the question. So you can see from here, what we have formed here is actually like a triangle. Okay, we can decide to face it here or face it there, whatever thing we want to do. So this looks like a right angle triangle, of course. So remember your Pythagoras theorem. We are talking about your hypotenuse square equals opposite square. That will be 7 square equals 5 square, right? Plus, I can say I can decide to say QR square. Yes, QR square. Okay, so what do I have here? That will be, I will send this outside. 7 square is 49, right? Minus 5 square is 25. So 49 minus 25, 9 minus 4, 9 minus 5, that is 4, 4 minus 2. So QR equals the square root of 24. And you know, if you want to break this down, that implies, you know, from single sword to basic sword, that will be root 4 times root 6, right? That will be square root of 4 times square root of 6. All right, when we still bring it on, we are going to have square root of 4, that is 2 root 6. This is just side information, okay? Root 24 is 2 root 6. 2 times 6, 12. 12 times 2, 24. Okay, so we know that here is 2 root 6, right? And you know the same, this is moving from the center, so it has divided this chord into 2. So if here is 2 root 6, definitely here 2 is also 2 root 6, okay? Just to have. So what is the length of the chord? The chord is PR. So that is from here to here is 2 root 6, from here to here is 2 root 6. How many 2 root 6 do we have? We have 2. So that will be 2 plus 2, that is 4 root 6. Do you see it? If from here to here is 2, from here to here is 2, that is 4. Then we have root 6. Okay, so our answer is 4 root 6. That is the length of the chord. So let's see if we have 4 root 6 in the options provided. We can find that in option A. So option A is the correct option. We believe as you are studying with this video, you may have questions coming up. All right, all you need to do, click on that link in the description below. It's going to take you to the Myschool website. That is the best spot for you to ask your questions, so you can meet with our solution providers. A solid metal cube of side 3 cm is placed in a rectangular tank of dimensions 3, 4, and 5 centimeter. Okay, so what volume of water can the tank now hold? So we can see that the metal cube, has occupied certain amount of space in the rectangular tank. Okay, so the first thing we have to find is the volume of a cube. Remember that the edges, they are all the same thing. So that will be volume of a cube equals L raised to power 3. All right, so that will be 3 raised to power 3. That is 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3, that is 27. So the volume of the cube is 27. So now let's go to the rectangular tank. The volume will be 3 times 4 times 5. 3 times 4, that is 12. 12 times 5, that is 60. So volume of the rectangular tank is 60. Volume of the cube is 27. So the cube has occupied certain amount of space. So we have to take away that space from what we have here. Then we can now know the space that is left, or the volume of water that the tank can now hold or contain. So that will be 60 minus 27. 60 minus 27 is 33. So dropping this metal cube in the rectangular tank will leave 33 centimeter cube of water to fill the tank now. So option B is the correct option. You may have better steps or explanation in tackling any of the questions. Please, we'd like to know. All you need to do is to use that comment section below. Kindly indicate the question number and the observations or contributions you'd like to share. The perpendicular bisector of a line XY is the locus of a point what? Or we can take it like this: locus of point which is equidistant from the 2 points X and Y, okay, is the perpendicular bisector of a line. We are talking about line X and Y. So this is the correct answer. The perpendicular bisector is just a twist, okay? They take it from the bottom, okay, up to the top, okay, whichever way you want to do it. So let's just take it with the question. Okay, so we have the perpendicular bisector of a line XY is the locus of a point which is equidistant from the point X and Y. So option D is the correct option. The midpoint of P, X and Y and Q is given as 8 and 6 is 5, 8. So find X and Y. So X and Y actually stands for X1, Y1. Okay, X1 is X then. Okay, so let's just recall the formula for midpoint. You know, the midpoint for X, right, equals X1 plus X2 over 2, isn't it? So that tells us our X from the midpoint is 5 equals X1, that is X from P, right, plus X2, that is 8 over 2. What do? We cross multiply. So that will be 2 times 5, that is 10. So when this 8 comes outside, That will be 10 minus 8 equals x1. So that tells us that x1 is 2. The same thing goes for y. The midpoint y equals y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, y is 8. Okay, so we have 8 equals y1, which is y, right? Plus, okay, y2, that is 6 over 2. So if we cross multiply, 2 times 8, that is 16, okay? When the 6 come outside, so that will be 16 minus 6, that is 10. Of course, that is 10. So y1 is 10, x1 is 2. So I can decide to replace this with 2 and 10. Do you see it? So let's go and look for 2 and 10. Okay, so x and y is 2 and 10, and that can be found in option A. So option A is the correct option. Find the equation of a line perpendicular to line 2y equals 5x plus 4, which passes through 4, 2. So I have this readily replicated on our whiteboard. So how do we know or identify our slope? Remember this equation, right? Some can use b. Okay, so this is our slope, this is intercept, of course. So we can see that from here, the slope m is 5 over 2. But since it is perpendicular, it will be the negative reciprocal of this. So when I say reciprocal, that means this goes up, this comes down. But the negative reciprocal, not the positive reciprocal. So that will be minus 2 over 5. So if we are sticking to this equation, we'll just know that our y is what? Our y is 2. We want to look for the c-intercept equals our slope, which is minus 2 over 5, into bracket our x, that is 4, right? Plus the intercept that we are looking for. So minus 2 times 4, that is minus 8 over 5. So if it crosses over, it becomes plus 8 over 5. Okay, so LCM is 5. 5 in 1, that is 5 times 2, that is 10. Plus 5 in 5, 1. 1 times 8, that is 8. So we can see that our intercept, 10 plus 8, that is 18. So we can see our intercept is 18 over 5. So we can just throw it back into this equation. So let's see what happens from there. So let's fix things up, okay? So we can see that our y equals our m, which is the slope, minus 2 over 5, right? Then the x, okay, plus our intercept, 18 over 5. So since we have 5 here, we have 5 here, right? 5 in 5, that is 1. 1 times this, I have minus 2x, okay? 5 in 5, 1. 1 times 18, I have 18 equals y. What do? We cross multiply. So 5y equals minus 2x plus 18. Properly, I will have 5y plus 2x minus 18 equals 0. So this is what we are looking for. So there's no need or there's no point for you once you have gotten your intercepts. But if you decide to, that's still fine. Now going through all of this, y minus y1 equals m into brackets x minus x1. Okay, start slotting in the value of y and this. You should still arrive at this. Okay, so I just recommend this as a shorter method, at least for this question we are tackling. So we have our equation as 5y plus 2x minus 18. Let's see if we can find that in the options provided. 5y plus 2x minus 18 equals 0. Option B is the correct option. In a right angle triangle, if tan theta equals 3 over 4, what is cos theta minus sin theta? So this is very easy. You just have to tap out what is the formula for tan theta. That is opposite over adjacent. So this is opposite, this is adjacent. And if you remember Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse square equals opposite square plus adjacent square. So if I use that, I will say hypotenuse square equals opposite square, that is 3 square, plus adjacent square, or adjacent square plus opposite square, whatever thing you want to do. Okay, so that makes 9 plus, sorry, we have 4 square, not 16. So 4 square is 16. So 9 plus 16, that is 25. So hypotenuse square equals 25. Hypotenuse will be square root of 25, right? And that should give us 5. So we can see that our hypotenuse is 5. Okay, so since we have gotten hypotenuse as 5, then we can slot this in. This is opposite, this is adjacent, okay? So cos theta is actually adjacent over hypotenuse. So what is adjacent? That is 4 over hypotenuse, which is 5, right? Minus sine is opposite over hypotenuse, okay? Opposite is 3 over hypotenuse, that is 5. So 4 minus 3, the same denominator. 4 minus 3, that is 1 over 5, okay? So 1 over 5 or is 0.2. If you want to use long division method, but we don't need to do that, okay? So let's see if we have 1 over 5 or is 0.2 given to us in the options provided. We can find that in option C. So option C is the correct option. 31. A man walks 100 meters due west from a point X to Y. He then walks 100 meters due north to a point Z. Find the bearing of X from Z. So we just have to interpret this question in very simple steps, okay? So a man walks 100 meters due west, okay? This is west, depending on, okay, you are facing me, all right? So this is north, south, east, and west. So this is my west here, okay? So because I'm facing you. So a man walks 100 meters due west from a point X. Okay, so if this is point X, the 4 cardinal points, due west will be here, okay? This is point X. All right, so a man walks 100 meters due west from a point X, okay, to Y. So this is Y, okay, 100 meters. Very well. So the next statement has it at, he then walks 100 meters due north to a point Z. So from Y, he walks another 100 meters due north. This is north, okay, to a point, this is 100 meters, okay, point Z. All right, so we are now asked to find the bearing of X from Z. So let's close this up. Okay, so you can see this makes our adjacent, this makes our opposite, of course, then hypotenuse. Okay, so we are given adjacent and hypotenuse, so we can use tan. So tan theta, which is what we are looking for, equals opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 100 over adjacent, that is 100. That is 1. So tan theta equals 1. That means theta equals tan inverse of 1. And tan inverse of 1 is 45. Okay, so the question says the bearing of X from Z. So if you look at Z, this is point Z here. Okay, from here to here is 90, right? From here to here makes 180. But out of this 180, to form this triangle, we have taken away 45 already. Okay, so what will be left from here to here? From Z, okay, will be 135. You just take away 45 from 180. Okay, the full side of point Z where it happens is 180, but 45 was being used up to fulfill or make this triangle happen. So that is 180 minus 45, and that is 135 degrees. So let's go back to the screen to search for 135 degrees. Of course, that is found in option B, so option B is the correct option. Right there, we've come to the end of this video segment, but there are more interesting contents to come. All you need to do for us is to hit that like button and always click on the subscribe button, and do not forget to tap bell notification so you can get notified immediately we upload the next video content just for your comfort.